In this episode of Transparency Agenda, we're going to talk about our 2 new secret projects and a book I just happened to be reading.
LPJ Design presents.
Hey everybody, it's Louis Porter Jr. I'm back in my car again. I'm driving to pick up my mother from church. Yes, I'm a good son. What do you expect? So I thought I'd do a quick little transparency agenda and tell you all what I'm talking about. Since I'm driving, let me do this real quick since I'm stopped. Here's a new book I just picked up. This is done by Josh Baylock. You might remember Josh Baylock from Devil's Due Publishing. He had a lot of licenses that were pretty popular for a while. G.I. Joe, I think, was the biggest one. Well, one of the biggest ones they had. And then they kind of like disappeared for a little bit, and this book talks about that. It's just, another very interesting book. But if you want to talk about publishing, even though it says comic books, you can relate it to gaming too, and, stuff. There's a lot of interesting tidbits everything. I'm only a little bit into it, you see, not that far into it, but a lot of interesting stories. Plus, they also talk about the one story that I think is one of my favorite stories of all time. It's how Diamond became the world's biggest distributor. If you don't know about it, you should check it out. It's on page, I think, 20-something or 30, something like that. I just read it, so I can't remember the page number. But I'd known the story because I was involved with Comics Values Monthly at the time. And if you can remember that, points for you. I remember when the whole thing went down and seeing it from the inside when I was working. It was kind of interesting. I guess that's what kind of started me on the bug of doing publishing anyway. So let me say about the 2 things we're planning to do. Number one's been in the works for a while. It's actually been done for a while. I haven't had a chance to put it up. But we are going to be doing, or attempting to doing, a regular fiction series with New Exodus. It really, really is something that I want to do right. We initially tried our first go about a year or so ago, and it's been, it wasn't great, but it was interesting to see, gave me a chance to check it out and see it developing, and so we're going to be starting another one. Initially, it was supposed to be a 3-part. The writer needed to break it to a 4-part, and if you're wondering, we're actually going to be giving away the 4-part story for free on the website, so you can see it. We're going to do it every week, most likely starting next week till the end of the year, and a little bit past that. Just a nice little project. It's just really good for us to test out fiction, because in the long term, I think that fiction is an area that everyone wants to get into, but it's a lot of cost initiated with it. So it's like, getting a writer, getting an editor, getting some art for the cover, that kind of thing. And so I've kind of delegated that stuff out before, and as usual, I'm at an advantage of having the whole art situation. What's that? Oh, it's weird. So, at least on that situation, I'm a little bit ahead of the game. So it's going to be a 4-part series. It's going to be, like I said, online, available. Then we're going to collect it all, put it in PDF and a ebook reader version that we're going to have at RPG Now, Drive-Thru RPG. I think Drive-Thru Books also. We're going to try to even get it on to Amazon as a regular ebook. But like I said, this is something I'm still very, very new with. I've been researching ebooks for a while, and I just said, you know what, let's just do it. That's become my attitude of late. Let's just do it. I'm very much trying things that I'm just like, we're just going to try it. I don't even care. We're going to talk to the right people. We're going to get them in touch. We're going to do this stuff together, and we're just going to do it. There'll be a big full court press on that when I release it. But I'm assuming the first chapter of the story will be going up on Wednesday, which is today's the Wednesday. All right. Now my watch doesn't want to work now. What is today? Today's 13th, so 16th. Is that right? That sounds about right. Okay, the number 2 thing is something a little more exciting. There's a couple writers I've always wanted to work with, and Ben McFarlane has been one of those guys in that list of guys I want to work with, guys I want to do the project with, guys I think would work very well together, just based on how they work, their reputation, and like that. So, and I've known them for a while, but I've never really found the right thing to pitch them to. And everybody knows me. I try to pitch people specifically for things that I think work well with them. Sometimes I don't put people on things. They're like, well, I think that'd be great for that. I'm like, I don't think you'd be great for that. That's why I want you to do this thing over here. That's why I kind of separate that. Some people are always wondering, like, why does he work with this guy for a little bit, and then he jumps to this guy? Because I think people work in really great realms together. Like, Owen Casey Stevens. I want to do a modern thing with Owen, or at least a superhero thing with Owen. We're going to do something. I don't know what. We've already done stuff in the past, but I'd like to do something new. I'd love once again, I'd love for Pathfinder to put out modern rules so Owen and I can just go crazy. I'm saying that again, Pathfinder, if you got some free time, which of course you don't, and you want to try something different, which I'm sure you may need to, you don't want to, but put out some modern rules for Pathfinder. Just make them OGL so we can just support it and we'll make it awesome. We're gonna make it awesome. Just, we'd love that, or someone. I'm just saying. I pitched Ben an idea that I'd want to do for a very long time. I liked the concept of it. I thought it could be done very, very well as an adventure series, as we call our serial campaigns. And I think a lot of people would like to see it done. So I pitched him the idea, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." And I said, "I know it sounds interesting. I know you'd like that." So we set him up to do 3 adventures for us. Right now, I'm still, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm still developing what I'm going to call this. It's definitely going to be out of our serial adventure path. Same kind of layout look that you've seen on Chronicles of the Gatekeeper and the upcoming Crisis of the World Eater. But I want to give this one a very unique name, and there's 2 things that pop in my head. I'm going to tell you, if you know me, you watch these enough, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to, people who don't know just don't know. So I've been tempted to call it Architects of the Unknown. And the other one keeps coming back to me is, Strange Worlds. The ideas, I think, are interesting. I think people are going to like seeing what we've tried. I think people are going to see it and go, "Oh, that's a cool idea." But like I said, right now we're trying to keep it, we're trying to keep it small, since this is still very much the beginning. He had to do the research for it. Actually, he's in the process still doing the research for it, which is kind of great. When I told him what it was, what I wanted to do, he's like, "Oh, I can't wait. I think it's going to be a lot of fun." So he's been researching, and I kicked the idea to him, and I want to change some stuff. He's like, "Oh, that's a cool idea." So usually that's the thing you don't get to see a lot of. It's just us talking about cool stuff and what we're doing and the ideas we have, because, once again, it's tough for us to do this stuff perfectly. Not to be in the car. This is why I wish I had the other thing. So, okay, I think it's going to be an interesting series. I think it'll do very, very well. I think Ben's going to be perfect for it. It's like, it's nice when you get somebody who's a fan of the idea, and then you can just pitch the ideas like that. So that's a cool idea. So I think once he gets into it and starts digging into it, and we start getting the adventures back, I think it's going to be awesome. The first one, I think I gave him a great idea for. The second one, I think is going to be, I don't think I told him the second one. I think if I told him, I think I might have. I think I put in an email to him. Well, if not, I'm going to contact him back about it. So, there you go. We've got that stuff going on, and the second one is going to be kind of interesting. But the third one is the one that I can't wait to do. I mean, that's going to be awesome. I think that's going to be the one that people are going to say, "Oh my God, what a cool idea." So there you go. So that's our little project that we're working on right now. And now I'm going to walk to my mom's church right here. I'm going to pick her up. And then I'm going to go home and probably cut this up and put it online. Alright, as you see, it's blinding me. See the palm trees in the background? One of the adventures live in Florida. If you're wondering, yes. I wear flip-flops every day. Or these are technically sandals. I just call them flip-flops. Alright, talk to y'all later.